In this video, we're going to see how you can use ChatGPT to create an application from scratch. By the end of this video, you'll not only have a functional budget tracking application, but also the know-how to create any basic application using conversational prompting with any LLM. I'll be dropping all the prompts that I use in the comments so you can either follow along or use them as a starting point for your projects. I've also added timestamps, so in case you want to skip to any particular part, please feel free to do so. All right, so the first thing that you need to do is tell ChatGPT what you need. So we want to create a budget tracking application. This application needs to allow us to add our income sources and track our expenses, and preferably also display summaries like total income, total expenses, and spending by category. For that, you can use a prompt to tell ChatGPT your needs. You can go with the basic one. I'm going with a bit of an advanced one. I will drop that in the comments as I mentioned previously. So let's run that. And another thing I'm going to do is side by side, I'm also going to run the same prompt on Google's Gemini. We are using the Gemini 1.5 Pro model. You can go to aistudio.google.com if you want to access that, by the way. So I'll pause the video. Once it completes the output, I will show that. All right, so it seems like it has completed and it has given me the JavaScript, the CSS, and the HTML code. But it says in the end that next we are going to implement local storage interaction, blah, blah, blah. So let's actually ask it to continue. All right, so it has updated the JavaScript code as well. So now we have all the files that we basically need. I'm going to make this like this. And what we need next is basically, first of all, a folder structure, something like this. And then on top of that, you need a text editor where you basically open those files. Right now they're blank as expected. So let's start by copying the HTML code. So this one, and save that. And the next thing you want to do is copy the CSS code. Note the name of the file, by the way, it's style.css. So you need to keep it the same as the one that ChatGPT has given us. Did we copy the, no, I think we didn't. So, okay, let's save that. Next thing is the JavaScript code, which is supposed to be script.js, which is exactly what I named the file. So let's go there, paste that. And it also was missing the implementation for local storage interaction, etc. So we need to add this additional code at the bottom as well. So let's do that over here. And that is pretty much it. Now, if you open the index.html file, we're going to see the application and be able to use that in our browser. But before that, just to set the expectations, I want to quickly mention that the application is not going to be perfect. It's going to have visual flaws. That is my expectation. And there's likely going to be some parts which have bugs. And that's where the iterative approach to development comes in when you're doing that through ChatGPT. You will tell it what the issues are and you will ask it to improve those things. So this is the first iteration. It's not the best, but it gives us a starting point. We have a few categories over here for income and expenses. Let's try adding an amount. Add income, so it correctly adds that. Let's try to add an expense. And it's adding that correctly as well. And it's also showing us the balance. But we don't see any chart, so there's likely a bug over there. If I go to inspect and then go to console, I can see that there's this uncaught exception. So what I'm going to do is simply copy and paste that over here. All right, so it has given me a fix for that, and it has given me an updated version of the HTML code with the fix. So I'll just copy this, go over here and go to index.html, just paste that like this. Did anything even change? Let's quickly, yeah, let's do it like this and refresh. All right, so the chart is loading. It's a pretty ugly chart if you ask me, but it gives us a starting point. So you can iteratively improve that. I'm just going to give one example of that, which is I'm going to try and make it visually a little bit better. So I'll pause the video and then show you that. So this is a very simple prompt that I'm going to use. Let's hit enter and see what improvements it makes. All right, so it has provided me with the updated JavaScript code. So let's quickly copy that. Let's move this a little bit over here. Script.js, I'm going to paste that here. Then it has updated the CSS file as well. So let's paste that as is over here. And then HTML, let's copy and paste that over here. So the updates have been made. Let's try refreshing this. And you can see that it visually looks much better. So we now have a few icons here and there. and the overall look, I would say, is a little bit better at the very least. And if you go to inspect, I think there's likely still an error. If you want to iteratively improve that, you can basically mention ChatGPT what you're seeing and what exactly is it that you want improved, and it will do that for you. But I'm going to stop at this point because I want to move to the next stage, which is how you can deploy this onto the web. So over there, you basically have multiple options. You could deploy your code into a GitHub repository and host that on GitHub pages. But we're going to use an alternative, which is tiny.host. So over here, what you want to do is use the zip option. And these are the files that you have for your project. You want to basically compress them like this. And we're going to upload this zip file over here. To be able to proceed, you need to sign up. You have multiple options for that. So I'm going to quickly do that and then show you what appears next. Perfect. So as soon as I signed up, just like that, our app is now live on the internet. So if I go to this link, I should see what I was seeing on my local browser. So this is something that you can share with other people. Now, before we move forward, I just want to quickly share with you two quick things. First is the output that Gemini basically created for us. I'm going to copy paste that into our files and show you what the application looks like based on the code that Gemini provided. And the second thing is another application which I find to be the absolute best for generating front-end designs. I mean, it provides the code for that as well, and the prompting that you have to do for that is actually a lot more, I would say, basic or easy. But first, let me pause this video and I will show you what the code is that Gemini produced. All right, so I have replaced all the existing code with the code from Google's Gemini. Let's open the index.html and have a look. Okay, so this is what we got. The visuals are not that great, but with ChatGPT, we did some iterations. So let me do one quick iteration with Gemini. All right, so the iteration is done. I have the updated code. I pasted that in the files. Let's refresh this and see what we get. Okay, so it's good. It's not the best. And it seems like we now have another error, which is, I think, with the graph. So I just want to quickly show you the comparison between the two LLMs in getting that. You can also try Claude for this, by the way, and see how that compares. But the next thing, which is the main thing which I wanted to show you, is this one, v0.dev. And over here, you can quickly simply just click on new generation. And over here, I'll go with, for example, budget tracking application. That is all I'm going to enter. And let's see what the UI is that it generates for us. And you can, again, iteratively improve the user interface that you see by providing it feedback in the English language through this wizard that we have over here. So let's see what it generates. All right, so it has given us three options and they look actually pretty good. Why can't I see the second option? Oh, it was loading. Okay, so there's first this option. You see the charts at the top. You can search your transactions, and then at the bottom you can add transactions. And then there's this third option, which is similar to the second one. I don't really see what the main difference is. Oh, okay, the recent transactions are where they're showing. And then here's the first one, which is the dashboard. This is what this one looks like. So it's created something which is a lot more visually appealing, and you can also see it in different sizes as well, how it would look on the mobile phone, how it would look on the desktop and tablet, etc. So you can also get the code for that over here. So the component.jsx file, style, and the layout file as well. You can copy paste this code and use this as your front end as well. Of course, you will need to add a backend if you want to store any of the information that you're basically adding over here. Otherwise, it's basically staying within the browser's current context window, let's say. So that's what I wanted to show you. And hopefully you have the same opinion that this is way better than what ChatGPT or Gemini was able to produce for us. So the last stage is we are going to deploy this application, the one that we had at the very beginning, the very basic one, and we're going to convert that into a mobile application. For doing that, you basically have multiple options. You could go with, for example, Apache Cordova or Flutter. You can easily wrap your web application into a mobile application. That part might be a bit more advanced. I'm going to go with something even more basic. You can go with this application, which is web into app. And over here, we're basically simply going to copy this link of our hosted website. and provide that over here. Give it a name. Let's call it budget tracker version 0 and provide some other information, and then simply click on next. You're going to need an icon, splash screen, and other things if you want to add that. But for now, I'll just quickly go on make application, free Android APK. You will need to register over here. I will quickly do that and then show you what appears next. So once you do that, you're going to get to this screen where you can just simply click on make application again, and it's going to generate the APK file for you. Once it's done, simply click on download from over here, and we'll go with download for free, all the zip files. And in these files that it has generated, if you go to Android, you're going to see the APK file as well. So this is the file that you basically need. You can copy that, put that in a Google Drive, and then open that from your Android mobile phone and simply click on that to install the application. I use an iPhone, so I can't show you that, but I'll link a video that you can follow to install this APK into your Android device. So remember, this process is just the beginning. For advanced programmers, think of this as sort of like a solid foundation to build upon. For everyone else, just enjoy the power of creating functional applications without getting bogged down in code. You can use the iterative approach to fix any errors that appear, or to add any features to your code, or to add any visual enhancements that you basically need to make. And don't forget to check the comment section for the prompts that I used, and feel free to modify them as you like. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. Happy coding, or I guess happy prompting. See you in the next one. Bye.